Alright, let's try some pause and play problems. I'll give you the two functions that you need to find the intersection of. Pause the video and work it out on your own. Then come back. I'll work it out for you. Just replay the video. So starting with x squared plus 3x minus 9 for our quadratic, x minus 6 for our linear. Alright. Start by setting them equal. X squared plus 3x minus 9 equals x minus 6. Okay, we want everything on the left side as a quadratic, the right side to be 0, so I'm going to subtract x, add 6. So I'm going to have x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Right? Use our quadratic formula to find the roots of this quadratic, which will be the two x's of our 2 points of intersection. So I've got minus 2 plus or minus square root 4, which is 2 squared, minus 4 times 1 times negative 3. And this is all going to be over 2 times 1 or 2. So I've got negative 2 plus or minus square root. See, this is 12, but it's negative. So 4 minus negative 12 is 16 all over 2. But square root of 16 is just 4, so negative 2 plus or minus 4 over 2. So negative 2 plus 4 is 2 over 2, which is 1. And negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6 over 2, but that's just negative 3. So now take your two x values, put them back into either function to get your y value for your point of intersection. Now the linear is easier to use, so put in 1. I've got 1 minus 6, which is negative 5. So one of my points is 1, negative 5. Put in my negative 3. So I've got negative 3 minus 6, which is negative 9. So my other point of intersection, negative 3, negative 9. All right, let's try another problem here. Quadratic function, x squared plus 7x minus 3. Linear function, negative 2x minus 3. So go ahead and pause, but on this one you're going to run into something that's a little different. But just remember, 0 is just a number. Pause. All right. Set them equal. X squared plus 7x minus 3 equals negative 2x minus 3. So we want everything on the left side, so we're going to add 2x, add 3. So x squared and 7x plus 2x is 9x. Negative 3 plus 3 is just 0. So 0 is just a number, so I'm going to put it there. All equal to 0. Now, we could put this into the quadratic formula, but there's a couple other ways we could do it as well. But let's go ahead and do it that way since that's what we've been doing. So negative 9 plus or minus square root 9 squared, which is 81, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 0, all over 2 times a, which is 2. So negative 9 plus or minus, well, 4 times 1 times 0 is just 0. 81 minus 0 is just 81, so square root of 81 over 2. Square root of 81 is just 9, so I got negative 9 plus or minus 9 over 2. So negative 9 plus 9 is 0, so 0 over 2 is just 0. Negative 9 minus 9 is negative 18 over 2, which is just negative 9. So there are my two x's. So I put them back in. If I put 0 in here, I got negative 2 times 0 minus 3, which is equal to 0 minus 3, which is minus 3. So one of my points is 0, negative 3. And I put in negative 9 into my linear function, negative 2 times negative 9 minus 3. Well, that's negative 2 times negative 9 is 18. Minus 3 is 15. So my other point, negative 9, 15. Right, here are another pair of equations. Quadratic, x squared plus 8x plus 3. Linear, 2x minus 2. So go ahead and pause. All right, set them equal to each other. X squared plus 8x plus 3 equals 2x minus 2. All right, get everything in the left side, so I'm going to be subtracting 2x, adding 2. So x squared plus 6x plus 5 equals 0. So into our quadratic formula. Negative 6 plus or minus square root 6 squared, which is 36, minus 4 times 1 times 5. All of this over 2. There's a negative 6 plus or minus. This is 36 minus 20, so that's just 16 over 2. But square root of 16 is just 4. So negative 6 plus or minus 4 over 2. Right? Negative 6 plus 4 is just negative 2. So negative 2 over 2, but that's just negative 1. Negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10 over 2, but that's just negative 5. So there are our two roots of our quadratic. Those are the x's of our points of intersection. So we put them back into either function. Again, linear is always easier to deal with. So 2 times negative 1 minus 2 is negative 2 minus 2, which is negative 4. So one of our points, negative 1, negative 4. Other one we put in negative 5. So I've got 2 times negative 5 minus 2. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, minus 2 is negative 12. So our other point of intersection, negative 5, negative 12. All right, one more pair. Quadratic equation, x squared plus 6x minus 2. Linear function, negative x plus 6. So go ahead and pause. All right, set them equal. X squared plus 6x minus 2 equals negative x plus 6. All right, we're going to get everything on the left side, so we're going to have to add x, subtract 6. So x squared plus 7x minus 8 equals 0. So into our quadratic formula, negative 7 plus or minus square root 7 squared, which is 49, minus 4 times 1 times negative 8, all of this divided by 2. So that gives us negative 7 plus or minus square root. 4 times 1 times negative 8 is negative 32. 49 minus negative 32 is 49 plus 32, which is 81. All of this divided by 2. Put square root of 81, that's perfect square, so that's just negative 7 plus or minus 9 over 2. So negative 7 plus 9 is 2. 2 over 2, but that's just 1. Negative 7 minus 9 is negative 16 over 2, but that's just negative 8. So there are two x values for our points of intersection. Put them back into the linear function and get the y's that go with them. So I'm going to have negative 1 plus 6, that's 5. So one of our points, 1, 5. Put in our negative 8. I got negative 8 plus 6. But that's just positive 8 plus 6, or 14. So the other point, negative 8, 14.